My friends, it's Jonathan Budd, and I have an extremely exciting video series to announce to everyone today about Rippln. We're going to be answering and covering some of the biggest questions. This is going to be a massively educational, hopefully entertaining, inspiring, uplifting vision into what future lies ahead with us with Rippln. And what are the possibilities right now? What are the true opportunities in front of each and every one of us who's listening to this and watching this right now to go out there and really build an income that changes our lives and to be part of this social entrepreneurship movement in which we're literally watching the world become entrepreneurial at its roots so much more, and people really start to tap into the unbelievable wealth that's being created through the entrepreneurial movement right now. The hundreds of billions of dollars flowing through the technology industry, the massive changes happening on socioeconomic levels, political levels, societal levels. There's so much change, so much shift is occurring right now. And we've been able to watch over the last few years as this shift has largely left a lot of traditionally what has powered our economy, and manufacturing is down and financial sectors are down, and it's not to say that they're gone, there's just a shift occurring, right? And then you begin to look at such things like the internet and look at the mobile space and the technology space, and there's just such an evident burgeoning growth happening in these sectors and industries that has eluded most people for a long time for how to actually tap in and profit from and even create a massive income from the largest trends currently taking place on the planet. And as you go through this video series, you're going to see that Rippln is so uniquely positioned in front of the largest trends in the world that we are just uniquely positioned in front of this social entrepreneurship movement, this trend of more and more and more people actually becoming business owners and entrepreneurs, even in small, tiny ways. This is just unbelievably exciting because never before has there been a platform that allows you to literally get rewarded from playing a game to have fun, growing your social influence, and getting paid and all the value that's happening inside your network. So without further ado, we've got a lot of exciting material to cover. Pay attention to everything in this video series as it's going to enlighten you 1,000,000% as to what the truth is behind Rippln and where we're going with this and what role you can play and the impact that can have in your life. So first and foremost, what is Rippln? And simply put, Rippln is the world's first incentivized sharing platform. What I like to think of us as is we are people-driven distribution. And, for a long time, if you look at the marketplace, the number one form of advertising in the world is word-of-mouth advertising. I mean, that's just blatantly obvious. It's pretty much what every company, it's the holy grail of any company, is how do you get people talking about you? And word of mouth advertising is the most trusted form of advertising as well as the largest form of advertising in the world. And there's never really existed a platform the way that Rippln exists to incentivize social sharing and word of mouth advertising. And so as we go deeper into this series, you're really going to be able to understand, how innovative and unique Rippln truly is from merging the offline, online, and mobile distribution sectors into one platform that allows you to share, any product within the Rippln ecosystem and actually have your sharing, your social influence tracked and then have the ability to be rewarded, paid for, the value, the commerce that's actually happening inside your Ripple. So this is incredibly exciting. Now, what does it do? Rippln tracks how your social graph spreads, i.e. your ripple effect, right? This is what we call your ripple effect. And it has the power to reward you for the value that takes place within your Ripple. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you share the app Angry Birds with a friend. And that friend begins to play it, and they share it with 3 other friends. And those friends play it, and one of them shares it with 5 friends. Well, that's what we call your social graph, right? That's the spreading of your social graph, i.e. your ripple effect. And right now in the marketplace, nobody has transparency into what their ripple effect is in the world when they share a hot new app like Angry Birds or a website like Facebook or even a product like a Mophie case. And Rippln actually solves this massive problem. Rippln is literally going to give you transparency into how your social graph spreads when you share anything. So for starters, if you're signed up in Rippln right now, if you've got your invite code, which I think most of us should be, you can invite people to Rippln, and on a very basic level, we're just going to track how your social graph spreads just from the invitation process. Now, as we begin to add more apps and more products and more services into the Rippln ecosystem, we will also track all of those, and it all gets tallied up into your Ripple, i.e. your Ripple effect. Now, what's cooler is our software, our platform. What we have the power to do is also track all the commerce that takes place in those ripples. So as we'll talk about in some of our future slides and videos, when we begin to introduce all the products into Rippln, all the hot new cool apps that we have, pegged to come to market with, the different products that we're going to be introducing into the Ripple, the hard goods, the commerce. Anytime you or someone or someone in your Ripple actually makes a purchase from within the apps, or purchases any of the hard goods, or really engages within the Rippln ecosystem in any way that creates money, you have the chance to get paid for that. You have the chance to get rewarded for that. So what we're talking about here is a really simple, fun way to just, share and spread your social graph and track how your social graph spreads across the world. And then, Rippln engages your social graph, and you have the chance to earn money and get paid for all the value that takes place within it. So this is an incredibly exciting concept. Now, how does it work? The Rippln platform tracks each person that you invite back to you, plus all your invitees. So like I shared before, no matter how many generations that goes, if you invite Bob, and Bob invites Sue, and Sue invites Billy and John and Mary and everyone else, all of that spreading of your social graph is tracked back to you. In any transactions that happen inside your network for the rest of time, no matter how big that network goes. Imagine if you literally have an app go viral inside your network, and 1,000, 20,000, 100,000, 1,000,000 people end up using the app as a result of your Ripple effect. And now think about all the transactions and in-app purchases and upgrades that might happen from 1,000,000 people inside your network. You have the chance to get paid on it for the rest of time. And what's so amazing about this is none of us really have any idea how powerful our ripple effect on the world actually is. Like, we don't know. We've never had transparency to see, how that ripple effect spreads. And I think people's minds are going to be blown when they really engage in Rippln and really engage in growing their Ripple and taking action on the leadership and the guidance and the advice that so many of the top Rippln leaders are really sharing with people. Because as you'll come to see, this isn't just fun. This isn't just, a really cool new technology platform. This is the chance to earn more money than you've ever earned in your life before. And I think, at the core of Rippln is really our principle of freedom. And we believe that people should be absolutely financially free. We believe you should have the access to as much financial freedom and abundance to create the lifestyle that you want as you can imagine. And so much of what we do is motivated by creating that freedom for people. When the world is financially free, when we've uplifted the socioeconomic conditions that we currently find ourselves in, when more people are out of poverty and out of struggling to pay their bills, that's when I think humanity is really going to be able to flourish, and people are really going to be able to flourish, and we're going to be able to tap into our more altruistic, creative sides and really live life for our own purpose and for our own intentions. And so it's very important to us, in fact, that you become as wealthy as possible, and we hope you see it that way as well. And as you'll come to see in these videos, Rippln really represents an incredible opportunity for people who engage right now to create 6-figure, 7-figure incomes and beyond. This will be one of the most financially lucrative platforms that I believe the world has ever seen for average people like you and I and users of platforms to engage in. This is a first time in history, and we will see people create lifestyles and incomes that blow their minds and really do reach the 6- and 7-figure levels. So if you want that, if you're ready to really create that level of freedom, then keep listening and keep engaging more and more and more and more, because the opportunity is here right now. So what types of products can be in the Ripple? So, this is a question we get a lot as we begin to share the concept, and it's important to understand that, Rippln really is a totally new type of model. We can incentivize the sharing of apps, which are, billion-dollar products in so many markets already, websites, which there's obviously, trillions of dollars flowing through different online products and businesses. We can incentivize the sharing of services, whether it's apps, websites, or, offline, and even hard good commerce. Now, I want you to think of almost an incentivized Amazon marketplace or an incentivized Groupon. What if when Groupon came out with their daily deals, you had the chance to push that to your friends and say, hey, for today only, there's, 10,000, of these cases or 10,000 of these, and, go ahead and grab yours, and you actually got a chance to get paid on all of the commerce, all the value that flowed through your network when that happened. This is what we're talking about with Rippln. Rippln's really going to be able to bring to market, some of the hottest new apps. So, for example, let's say we introduce a gifting app into our network, and you're actually able to send, digital gifts to your friends, whether it's gift cards to their favorite restaurants or the movies or whatever it may be. And a portion of all of those transactions actually goes back into the Ripple, and you have the chance to get paid on, just when your friends are sending gifts to each other, right through an app. Let's say we introduce a website, almost like a media distribution platform. Let's say we come up with a cool new way to share movies, and this is actually one of the areas that we're really interested in Rippln. And all of a sudden, people can download and watch movies right from their computer, like we're obviously already doing. And when they pay that $5, if they're in your Ripple, you have the chance to actually get paid on that. Let's say that we introduce a product like one of our favorites, the Mophie case, which is such a lifesaver to anybody who has an iPhone. And it's $100 in the store, and we have a 5 or 10% discount on 1,000 units, and everybody can social share it, almost like a Groupon style model. And all of a sudden, we sell 1,000 Mophie cases through the Ripple, and all of the Mophie cases that are purchased in your Ripple, you have the chance to get paid on. These are the types of products and services that Rippln's going to be coming out with from the start, and is all part of our strategy over the next 6 to 12 months to implement. But as it continues on here, I really want you to understand the future potential of Rippln, because what we're sharing with you right now is just the start. And I need you to think of and understand Rippln as a platform, not a product. Okay, this is a humongous differentiation, because the platform really is our product. Now, I want you to think of Google, think of YouTube, think of Facebook, the powers in the platform. So Google does not create the search engine content, right? That's what all the website owners do, right? YouTube doesn't create the video content. That's what the users do. Facebook does not create the social content. That's what the users do. Yet these are the most powerful companies in the world right now. These are the companies that command more audience and are making more money on the internet than almost anyone. Also, think of Amazon, right? What's Amazon? They are a platform for online distribution. Amazon does not create the products. So when you begin to understand platforms, right, and the difference, right, who makes more money? Google or the guy who built the website in Google? Who makes more money? YouTube or the person who built? So we are the platform. You are the platform that the incentivification of goods happens through. So Rippln is the first incentivized sharing platform. We're the platform that allows people to track their social influence and track their social graph as it spreads across the world, and we reward them for any of the value that takes place within that network. So whether we introduce apps or websites or Mophie cases or movies or whatever it may be into the Ripple that the ecosystem can purchase and use, whatever we introduce to the Ripple, we are the platform that tracks it all and rewards you for the value taking place within your network. So when you start to think of the future potential of Rippln, it's truly mind boggling. We are the first people in history that are returning the power to the end consumer, the end user, you, the person who's driving the marketplace. You are driving the marketplace right now. It's your social sharing, it's your social influence that is driving brands and driving products and driving companies to $100 billion valuations in so many cases. And nobody's rewarding you for your driving in the marketplace. Nobody's rewarding you for your value, even though trillions are being made by all these companies right now. It's unbelievable. You aren't being rewarded. Rippln is the platform that rewards you for it. So whether we introduce search or even a social network in the future, whatever it may be, your ripple effect is tracked back to you, and you get rewarded for all the transactions happening in that network. That's what makes this so exciting, and why I believe we're destined to reach hundreds of millions of people and rebuild the social graph on top of a platform that pays you for your own value. So this is just the beginning, my friends. Stay tuned. In the next video, we're coming out with the larger Rippln vision and answering some more of the biggest questions that you have and many others have, and we're excited to share. Speak soon.